Hello everyone and welcome back to my office. I thought to send a very quick video to welcome a new member to my backcountry family, and that is the Durston X-Dome 1 Plus. This tent has been a very long time coming. I tried twice during the release cycles and failed, having had it sold out before I could get to it. But anyway, it's the third time lucky, I guess. So I did finally get it this last round, and it's arrived. I haven't taken out, set it up, or anything that to try it out yet, but I hope to do that soon. When I do, I'll update you. But anyways, let's check it out. Well, first we see the Durston stickers, so I'll add that to my growing collection here. Opted for the ground sheet for it as well, so we got it here in the nice little package. And finally, we have the tent itself, which is already feeling quite light. So anyway, so why the X-Dome 1 Plus? Well, you may have seen my earlier video on my backpack quest, and if not, I welcome you to check it up in the corner up here. Anyways, as I was looking for the backpack, I was really in that case trying to reduce the weight and so on. And in the process, I landed on Durston gear, which is out in Golden, which is actually pretty local to where I am now. And in the process, I ended up landing on a Kakwa 55 there, and I said I spoke to that a little bit earlier, but I also was looking on their website on their tents and looked at the various reviews and the like. And the X-Dome 1 Plus really appealed to me. It had many of the features that I was looking for. So for me, it was quite roomy, it looked like, and as someone who's a little taller, that was appealing to me. It also had a good sized vestibule to do a lot of to keep stuff storage and the like in there. Mostly freestanding, which for me is good because I tend to hike in a sort of spoke fashion, so I go somewhere and I leave the tent and then I go from there. So having the hiking pole still accessible for me to use during the day is a positive for me. And of course the weight, which runs in at about 1 kilo. My other tent that I have actually I've had it for a long time. It's an MEC or Mountain Equipment Co-op Gothic Arch. It's a tunnel style tent, but it weighs like about 6.5 pounds or so. So it's certainly getting on the heavier side. But that being said, I've used it for 25 years and through all seasons. It's very good for two people and the like. So I'm not getting rid of it by any stretch. I'm going to keep using it. But this one will be better for the more likely solo camping during the sort of spring, summer, fall period. I think it's going to do well with that and sort of keep my overall weight as low as possible. So, I mean, if you're interested, I'll put a video too on the MEC tent as well, just for your own interest. But anyways, I did go back and forth. There's one thing that I was sort of debating about with this tent, and that was the poles. Now, Durston's had for the longest time the carbon poles for this tent, and I would have been quite fine getting those. But most recently, in the most few recent releases, they've had an aluminum pole set instead. Now, I'm far more familiar with aluminum, and so I was a little more comfortable with getting the aluminum poles ultimately. I don't think there was any quality issue, though. I think either would have been fine, but just for me, I think that psychological comfort level, I was willing to take the 100-gram hit or whatever in order to get the aluminum poles. But again, I think either of them would have been fine, and I'll just try not to regret not getting the carbon poles when I did. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to do some weighing, and I'll show you that, and then I'll show you how this fits into my whole kit here. Well, let's just do the weigh-in. Very simple scale here. This is the MEC Gothic Arch, just part one, the tent itself. And we can see that it's weighing in at about 2.24 kilos. If I take that off and now I put the pole set on, you'll see that the pole set on its own is 700-ish grams or so. Now let's measure the Durston X-Dome 1 Plus. This has the holes already inside the package, so if we take a look at that, we're getting it at 1.23 kilos. So I'll check in a bit to see how that matches. But already you can see that that's quite a bit lighter than the 3 kilos or so that I had with my earlier tent. Well, there you have it for the weight difference. So about 3 kilos for my MEC Gothic Arch with its pull set, and I think it was 1.22 kilos for the Durston X-Dome. So you're shaving off, 1 1.75 kilos, and that's quite significant, especially for carrying it for a little while. So I'm quite happy with that shrinkage, and I will be checking that out later in terms of what it looks like when it's set up. But just to take a look at the full set now, I have the Kakwa 55 backpack, which is also running in about 1 kilo or so. So that took significantly off the weight that I was currently carrying with my other pack. And as a complete kit, I've had the X-Ped 3R on me here for a while. So this is my sleeping pad, and it's, I think, about 500 or 600 grams. A relatively cheap MEC, the Draco down sleeping bag. So that's probably heavier than it needs to be, but it's okay for now. We have my comfort chair, the Heliox Chair Zero, which is quite nice for at the end of a hike, especially just sitting on a lake and so on. So I'm quite happy to carry this in despite the weight. And then we're left with my trusty now new X-Dome 1 Plus. So I'm really looking forward to just trying this out. And I'll be sending this up here, I hope, in the coming weeks, just to see what it looks like. And if I do, I'll make sure I try and show you guys. So thanks for joining me today. And I do welcome. There's tons of reviews on this gear, and this is not meant to be a review by any stretch. It's just my impressions when I first get it. So, and my thoughts actually for why I got it. Thanks for joining, and look forward to seeing you out on the trails one day. Cheers.